the first thing we want to do is take this pan off. Everything we need to do is right in here. This is what we're doing. Alright, so it's a 13 millimeter.
What model vehicle are you working on? What kind of axle?
This is a 2000 Jeep Cherokee XJ, and this is a Chrysler 8 1/4, 29 spline. It's pretty clean. Clean it.
That drive shaft is disconnected. You just be able to turn it with pinion.
So there's the spider gear on the bottom and then the top. Just naggle them out and then get these side ones out. Are you sure? Oh, the C-clip's still in there.
Push on the axle.
Pushing the axle, drops the clips out. Then you can pry on this thing, I think. Yeah. Pull the axle out. Axle.
Two spider gears. And then it starts to come apart.
And the main one off the axle shafts.
Nothing happens, or nothing comes out with that C-clip still in there.
Yeah, that's the only thing holding it in there, really. And then you've got some shims in there that we're not going to reuse because of our $200 smart locker.
The pin to get the rod out, that bolt was 8 millimeters. Some of them have roll pins, so just got to keep an eye out on that.
Thank God they didn't have a rope in there, than a bitch.
The Dana 44 did. Ooh, damn, that you got a loose carrier. Oh, it's the tensioner. Alright, yeah, just memorize what orientation that went.
Yeah, there we go. That ring here, I got a nasty old 455 out. Ready? Oh yeah.
Yeah, get that block in there. There you go. It's all about safety, this press. Make sure it's squared up. Smooth. Right. Once it stops, it stops.
I don't think so.
That looks tight. Other side?
Looks good.
Looks good. You're not supposed to use the bolts to pull the ring gear tight. Good. Like when it's like not even, I mean. And your caps on your carrier, those aren't used to pull your caps tighter either. Those are just to hold it there once you've got it all in there. Because I almost stripped out the beams before doing that. Alright, let's get another touch up. Since we are technically new holes. New holes! I wish they had little meters on the impacts where you could set, okay, 55 foot-pounds. I mean, that's the next step for impacts. This ain't even began redundancy. You got a Dana and you got Shim. It's moving.
Not going?
Here it's moving. Watch the glove box. About to free wheelie. You ready? It's free. Like GM, Chrysler uses a shim that actually has little tabs on it and it spaces it off of the center shaft. Well, when it's on the OEM Pinion, it centers it because it's the right size. When you go to the aftermarket one, it's a different size, it's not centered. But it comes with other shims in the kit for the Pinion, so that's what I'm going to use. But make sure you clean the shim real good.
355 is it versus 456?
Yeah, that could be a little small diameter.
Yeah.
That one looks beefier.
Right.
Alright, so we're coming over to the shim. I'm reading a .032. If you got a dial caliper, do the math. 0.032. So let's see what we got. Keep it as clean as we can. We gotta stack them up. And there's a lot of them. Because that one's a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna see. They give you all different sizes. It's best to keep them as clean as you possibly can, because any dirt on them is going to throw off your reading.
0.032.
That's 0.07. Let's double stack these two thickest ones. Let's see what happens. That's a 0.035, a little big. Let's ditch a big one. Let's go to a small one, or a medium one, not a small one. 0.032, right there. Bam! Who's fucking good?
Me.
Alright, so now we got those.
Oh, wiggly.
That is a hair wiggly. Technical term. Alright, put all those together. Put all of them together. Run a zip tie through all of them. Alright, so we're good on that shim thickness. I'm shocked there's only shims behind that. We didn't come across any shims behind the Pinion races. And for the carrier, it's a couple adjustment bolts. I mean, this is really the most minimal shimming I've seen so far. Yep. Right there. Alright, so now we're about to... how are we going to do this? Oh, this is the easiest thing to fucking press. Yeah, let's put that block in there. Since it's actually got a big flat head. And plus, you don't have to worry about rubbing your numbers off in case you ever need them.
Why would you need them, Christopher? Tell us that.
In case you got that $500 tool. Well, they all call it kilometer, or I can't remember what the hell they call that damn tool. When you Google it, there's only a $500 and a $100 tool. There we go. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. Alright, that looks like it. Alright, stop. In case you gotta go back down. Alright, that is nice and tight in there.
Too tight.
It's a shim. Better to have everything tight than loose. I learned that the hard way. Good. You gotta feel it real good. Make sure you ain't got no burrs where the race physically goes. Get everything all out of there real good.
Damn, look at that straight ass pipe.
Just a piece of pipe.
Get a view in there. That's
See if we can see anything.
Straighter than a Peter's Peter right there.
Uh-huh.
That's a joke.
It's just crooked. Lubed up the bearing. Now let's get you a socket that'll, or get one of these fancy tool kits. That's a driver.
Yep, you heard it.
When you hear that clank,
Did you
clunk.
hear it?
Alright, just push in there and get her started. And you can do a light tap in the hammer if you want, but the squarer the better. Just hold it flat offside, you know, you can get that corner. Once it gets straightened up, it should just go on home. That seal's getting cocked at an angle a little bit, so he's just trying to work it in straight till it lines up. Then he can just beat her down now. Send it. Stop.
I think it's got a little more to go. Not sure.
Well, what we should have done first, put some oil on it, but it's not the end of the world because we can still get to it.
Yeah, there we go.
Score! You see any, stick your hand in there, see if you feel any shims. Feel any shims right there where the bearing race is set? None? Alright, so there was no shims on the pinion behind the races like a Dana.
Unless they blew out with each other.
You'd have heard them.
Well, the kit came with some.
Yeah, it's going to be on your pinion.
Oh, it's on the
Here's the old pinion we pulled out. That has got shims in between the bearing and the pinion on Jeep. Chrysler what? 8 1/4?
Yeah.
Look at that little bitty old crush washer right there.
Alright, so we just pretty much finished everything that you needed to know on camera, and we're just gonna show you what we did, like all the other videos. Alright, so we're putting the pinion seal on right now. I want to use a rubber hammer so you don't damage it. Sure everything's lubed.
Stubbing the pinion in, hopefully for the last time, with a pressure washer. You got the nose? Huh?
Not yet.
Now, it's going to act different. You're not going to be able to tighten it up. You know how it starts to lose all that slack?
Yeah.
And then it was overly over tightening. Well, it's going to come to a stop because that pressure washer, because it's going to take so much weight to crush that thing. So it's going to take a lot more paying attention to. So once all that slack's taken out, then you're getting to the beginning of putting pressure on that pressure washer, and then that's when you go with these. All these adapters might not be exact torque spec, but it's close enough. This socket is hot. Feels like it's been doing some turning. We're about at 1 or 2. We're at 30, we're way over. No, we're about 26. Should really go faster. Yeah, you're too high. Yep, I told you. You gotta check it like 10 times. Creeping up on it. Majority in the center. It's not touching the very outside. or the very top, because there's a line of paint on each one. It's close, but it's majorly in the center on the coast. Yeah. Right there. Now on the drive side, for the majority, it's centered left to right. It's not too low. It looks a hair high, but there's a little yellow on the edge on every one. What?
60?
Yep. That was the same as mine. That was the same torque spec as mine. Nothing there. Woo.
Your ring gear is too big. The ring gear's too big. Sucks because we're at the very fucking spot to do this right now, and this wasn't figured out. What's the torque spec on this? Good and tight. Let's get a little view of how much our TV is on this thing. Talking about a fucking turd sandwich, this is why it didn't leak. Put a whole damn tube of RTV on it. Looked like that was what was on the edges. Yeah, that's what. At least they waited to drive it. Unless all that would have been inside the diff. It's on the inside of the pan. A little more than a quart and a half. $75 W90.